This isn't my usual studio, but that's okay. You know, you don't want to hear all the construction that's going on at the place I live at right now. So we're here at my fiance's place. This is going to be fun. Let's get started. As someone who watches a ton of YouTube, I see a lot of different types of sponsors being showcased by other creators. And this was one I didn't know even existed. The coldest water bottle. Apparently, it's a thing in the mukbang community. I don't watch mukbang videos, so I personally never heard of them. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I bought one. Is this actually the coldest water bottle? Can it handle hot water? Or is cold water all it can do? Let's find out with a little review. The coldest water bottle comes in plenty of different colors and sizes, but I picked up a 21-ounce version because, spoiler alert, we'll be comparing it to some different water bottles later in this video, and they'll all be cup holder sized. Using a YouTube creator's code, you can get free shipping, but other than that, no additional benefit. The coldest water bottle is pretty basic shaped because it's, well, a water bottle. What'd you expect? It has a painted stainless steel body with their branding very loudly and in big bold font, the coldest water bottle. I'm personally not a huge fan of this. In my opinion, it's not the best looking water bottle out there. The main brand water bottles like a Hydroflask or a YETI do have their labels on their bottles, but not as prominent as the coldest water bottle. The handle on top is solid and doesn't swing around like the flexible ones on Hydroflasks, and is more like the solid one on the YETI Rambler. The body of the bottle also has this rubber belt that keeps it from sliding around too much, but I found that the rubber belt doesn't have too much resistance when you're trying to take it off, so it easily slides off and will most likely get less stretchy over time, making it even easier to pull off. One thing that I do notice about this water bottle is that the lid is a little bit harder to get into its proper place before tightening it. Okay, I know. You're thinking, that's the biggest first world problem ever. And you're absolutely 100% correct. I'm just reviewing the product, so I thought I'd provide as much detail a water bottle review could give that might be any sort of interest. And how quickly you can get the cap on seems pretty important to me. After all, it's a water bottle, and if you're trying to keep things hot or cold, you want to be able to get the cap on as fast as possible to keep it hot or cold. Okay, great. We now know how the product looks and feels, but how well does this coldest water bottle do its job that it proudly announces on the front of this thing? Is it actually the coldest? Well, I decided to compare it to its competition, and I'll try to add links to all the water bottles down below as well. This is the Hydroflask, a water bottle that I don't think needs much of an introduction. It's a pretty popular water bottle, at least here in the States. This is the YETI Rambler, the heaviest water bottle option in our comparison. The handle lid glides smoothly when trying to open it, and honestly, it feels like it's built the best. This thing's a tank. Then we have the Zoshi-Rushi. The Zoshi-Rushi? The Zoshi-Rushi.
Zojirushi. Dojirishi.
A brand well known for their rice cookers. I should know. There's one in my house. Then lastly, we have the Linus Tech Tips water bottle from lttstore.com. That's right, YouTube's very own Linus Tech Tips with his water-cooled water bottle. This was actually the priciest one thanks to shipping costs. Aim for that free shipping if you're trying to buy this. Fun fact, you could probably tie all of these together to make a really cool wind chime if you wanted to. Not that I tried, of course. Anyway, here's how I went about comparing them. I filled them all up with about 75% ice. Just ice. From there, I measured the temperature, a nice 18 degrees. Then let them sit in a dark room at 75 degrees. Occasionally, about every 4 hours, I would check to see if there was ice left inside the water bottles. The only time I didn't do this is, of course, when I was trying to sleep, and that's 8 hours. And every time I did inspect them, I would open each individual one to let a little bit of cold air out, to pretend like I'm actually drinking it, when I wasn't really drinking it. Then once I noticed there was no ice in a particular water bottle, I'd start measuring their temperature until they hit room temperature, until there was only a last one standing. So, how did that test go? The first day was super uneventful. Each water bottle managed to still have ice by the end of the day. It wasn't until 31 hours in that I noticed both the Hydroflask and the YETI were the first to go. And they were both 42 degrees Fahrenheit. That's no longer super cold. That's just cold. Then I didn't really measure the temperatures again until the next bottle melted all of its ice. The Linus Tech Tips water bottle. 55 hours in, it was 37 degrees Fahrenheit and melted all of its ice. Which makes you think, hey, middle of the pack isn't that great of a score, right? Well, in this case, it kind of is, because only 3 hours later, at 58 hours, the coldest water bottle no longer had ice. So that left only the Oh, okay, one of the lights went out. It was on battery, and this is the cause of it. I guess I gotta make do. This is why I only film in my studio. Okay, where were we? So that left only the Zushirushi, which lost all of its ice 3 hours later at 61 hours. So, is the coldest water bottle the coldest water bottle? From my own testing and what you just saw? No. But to be honest, someone could have tested differently and got different results. Someone else may have filled up all the water bottles full of ice or filled them with the exact number of ice cubes as each other, and it'd still be imperfect. You could argue with someone who had theirs completely full and say to them, hey, if the water bottle is filled up completely, that doesn't really represent how effective the bottle cools. The amount of ice should be the same, right? Because then you're measuring effectiveness. On the other hand, you could argue, why would you not fill the water bottle all the way up? Isn't that why you bought that bottle for? Because you wanted to fill the whole water bottle up? So my point is, there's no perfect way to test these water bottles. So for my own tests, I went with how much you can fit in each water bottle because I feel like that was more realistic. Okay, we know the coldest water bottle is near the top of the food chain when it comes to keeping things cold. But how well does it do with the opposite? Hot drinks. I know this brand doesn't really push how well they do with hot drinks. After all, they're called the coldest water bottle for a reason, but it's a water bottle. It shouldn't matter. It's going to be carrying hot water eventually. At least I think so, or at least that's how I use water bottles. So here's what I did for the hot water test. I filled them all full of hot water I can get from the sink and measured their temperatures. Then I went to bed and checked their temperature in the morning. And here are the results. Give me 1 second. I actually have the results on my phone. The Hydroflask started at 117 degrees Fahrenheit. The coldest water bottle was at 118. The LTT store water bottle was 116. The YETI started at 119. And the Zushirushi started at 113. After 8 hours, here were the results. The Hydroflask went down to 101 degrees Fahrenheit. The coldest water bottle went down to 109 degrees Fahrenheit. The Linus Tech Tips water bottle went down to 106 Fahrenheit. And the YETI went down to 96 degrees Fahrenheit, and the Zushirushi went down to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Based on these results, they were very similar to what we saw with the cold water test. The Zushirushi and coldest water bottle stayed the warmest this time, with the LTT store one slightly lagging behind, followed by the Hydroflask, and the YETI, well, that one definitely cooled the most. Which is honestly surprising because this is a thick boy. It's heavy. I'm honestly really surprised it didn't do better. And initially, I thought this one would definitely be near the top. So what's the main takeaway of all this? The main takeaway is I now own way too many water bottles that I don't have a use for. In all seriousness, based on the water bottles I did have, the coldest water bottle is not the coldest, but it got pretty close. The bigger versions might do even better or even worse. I didn't have those to test, so I really don't know. But I can say this about the coldest water bottle. I don't think it needs to be the coldest. These three water bottles weren't too far off from each other. All of these three will keep your drinks cold for an entire day and would make a great choice if you were concerned about keeping drinks cold. Same if the drinks were hot. These three fared really well, and the coldest water bottle did well there too. They honestly should advertise that about them a bit more, other than just going all in about being the coldest. The Linus Tech Tips bottle did really well, but if you're not a fan of his channel, it probably wouldn't be your pick, since it's very computer nerdy, you know? The Zushirushi did amazing in both hot and cold tests and is a great water bottle, but it lacks the handles that all these other bottles have, making it harder to latch to things, and the Zushirushi doesn't come in larger sizes, so it's not versatile and it will only fit in a cup holder or a water bottle pocket. The coldest water bottle does its job at keeping things cold fantastically. Their name is a bit deceptive. I think their name should really be called the super cold water bottle. It doesn't live up to its name, and the lid is a bit finicky, but overall, through the tests, the bottle does pretty good. I just personally wouldn't want to rock this water bottle because I hate loud, obnoxious branding. But, you know, that's my own tastes, and you can feel free to disagree with that. Anyway, what do you think? Is the ideal water bottle one that keeps things cold the best, keeps things hot the best, or somewhere in the middle? Did the water bottle you thought would win in each test actually win that test? Was this the strangest review I've ever done on this channel? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and well, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.